arm undulations and shoulder shimmies. Okay, starting off with the shoulders first, I want to just bring it forward and back. Little push, forward and back. So it's using the muscles across the front of the shoulder and into the chest, and the muscles that connect the shoulder to the back. Okay, little press, forward and back, forward and back. Try it on the other side. So we're going forward and back, forward and back. Just pressing forward and back. And this movement now ideally is coming from the shoulder. I'm keeping my hand out of it. I don't want to think about pushing my shoulder forward and back. So it's just the shoulders, one forward, one back, one forward, one back. And here I thought I would be starting off the arm undulations, and look, we are going into our shoulder shimmies. But anyway, so let's go to time, forward and back. So I'm going to keep my hands out of it as much as possible, keep them still, and I like to think of them as just like palms down, well, slightly to the sides. A little bit faster, shoulder push, forward, back, forward, back. My knees are still soft, my lower belly is still engaged, I'm still standing tall, I'm still making space for my earrings. A little bit faster. Push, 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 push. So one pushes forward, the other one pushes back. Forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. And a little bit faster. And that is your shoulder shimmy. Yay! So coming back to the shoulders. A little roll forward and back. And this roll is just literally to engage the elbow, so that I'm pointing my elbow. I want to think about pointing it up and back towards the cornice of the room, okay? So a little bit up and back. And this, please only go as far as is comfortable, because if you try and too much, your shoulder will not be your friend. Okay, so just gently, little roll forward, literally just to lift the elbow. Lift the elbow, and then I follow through with the wrist. Let me get that whole thing into the shot there. And then I'm going to think about pulling from the back my shoulder blade in towards my spine, and that then drops the elbow, and then the wrist follows. So a little roll forward with the shoulder, elbow, wrist, pulling the shoulder in, elbow drops, wrist drops. The fingers just follow along for the ride, but I still want to think about pulling and putting some energy into them. Okay, shoulder, elbow, wrist, fingers, shoulder, elbow, wrist, fingers, and smoothing that out. Into an arm wave on the other side. So little roll forward with the shoulder, lifting the elbow, lifting the wrist and the fingers, pulling the shoulder back in towards the spine, dropping the elbow, dropping the wrist, and the fingers follow. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, and shoulder, elbow, wrist, and shoulder, elbow, wrist, and shoulder, elbow, wrist. My camera doesn't like me standing over here, so let me move into the middle. So, alright, see if I can get everything into the shot. Okay. As one, I'm gonna go shoulder, elbow, wrist. That one comes up. As I bring my right arm down, this is my right arm, shoulder, elbow, wrist, the left arm is going up, shoulder, elbow, wrist. So shoulder, elbow, wrist is happening at the same time. One up, one down. shoulder, elbow, wrist. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Little roll on the shoulder or pulling it back in towards the spine, elbow lift or drop, wrist lift or drop. And the fingers go along for the ride, but still thinking about putting some energy in them. Okay. So one up, one down, creating this little essy, slinky arm, snake arm movements. I refer to them as snake arms or arm undulations or arm waves even. So if I ever say anything like that, then this is what I mean. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, shoulder, elbow, wrist. So now that I've just realized, I think I was hunching up a little bit, so still don't forget your earrings. Alright, even though we got this little shoulder roll forward and back, I want them to stay down as much as possible. And knees are still soft, the belly is still engaged. These can be as big or as small as you like. Okay, they can be super floppy or they can be like super controlled. Totally up to you, totally up to the feel of your dance or your music or your personal style. I like just somewhere in between, that there's still energy flowing through my fingers, but it's not too like loosey-goosey, yeah? Hopefully it's not too loosey-goosey. Okay, arm undulations. They can stay low. It's a little bit less of the shoulder and more of the elbow wrist action happening, or they could come up overhead when you bend down so you can see that. And this is more wrist and less, like no shoulders, less elbows. It's more just like pushing side to side. Play around with those, see how they feel in your body. Again, just be mindful, please. If your elbow doesn't want to do that, then just do that, or even just like leave them down here. Totally cool. You do what is comfortable in your body. Okay, thank you. See you in the drills video.